the night of July 23, 2016. At the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas was charged with electricity as two undefeated super lightweight champions prepared to battle for supremacy. Terence Crawford, the slick and versatile fighter from Omaha, Nebraska, stood at 28-0 with 20 knockouts, ready to defend his WBO title and claim the WBC and Lionel belts. Across the ring, VIKTOR Postal, the tall, technical Ukrainian, also 28-0 with 12 knockouts, aimed to solidify his reign as the WBC champion. The stakes were monumental, with the winner poised to unify the division and cement their name among boxing's elite. The crowd buzzed with anticipation, sensing a clash that would blend raw power, tactical brilliance, an unrelenting heart in a fight that promised to be a defining moment in the super lightweight division as the opening bell echoed through the arena. Crawford and Postal wasted no time sizing each other up. Crawford, known for his ability to switch between orthodox and southpaw stances with ease, moved with a confident bounce, his eyes locked on Postal. His footwork was sharp, allowing him to dart in and out while testing Postal's defenses with quick jabs. Postal, leveraging his height and reach advantage, relied on a long, piston-like jab to control the distance and keep Crawford at bay. The Ukrainian's strategy was clear: use his range to dictate the pace and avoid getting trapped in close quarters where Crawford's speed and power could dominate. The first round was a tactical chess match with neither fighter landing anything significant, but both displaying their technical mastery. Crawford occasionally flicked out his own jab, switching stances to disrupt Postal's rhythm, while the crowd leaned forward, captivated by the brewing tension. The second round saw Crawford begin to assert himself. His speed became more evident, his punches sharper and more precise. He slipped Postal's jabs effortlessly, countering with quick left hands that tested the Ukrainian's durability. A clean left to Postal's chin snapped his head back, eliciting a roar from the crowd and signaling Crawford's intent to take control. Postal remained calm, sticking to his game plan of maintaining distance, but Crawford's ability to close the gap was becoming a problem. The American's head movement was impeccable, making him a difficult target as he weaved through Postal's combinations. Postal fired back with a few straight rights, but Crawford's defense was like a fortress, deflecting blows with subtle shifts of his shoulders and head. As the round ended, Crawford flashed a confident grin, sensing he was starting to unravel. His opponent, by the third round, the fight's intensity ramped up. Crawford pressed forward, cutting off the ring to limit Postal's movement. The Ukrainian's jab remained a key weapon, but Crawford's stance switching kept him guessing. One moment, Crawford was in orthodox stance, peppering Postal with jabs. The next, he was southpaw, looping left hands to the body. Postal tried to counter with straight rights, but Crawford's reflexes were razor-sharp, allowing him to slip punches and respond with counters of his own. His footwork was a masterclass, enabling him to glide in and out of range while setting up angles for his attacks. The crowd, sensing Crawford's growing control, erupted with every clean shot he landed, their cheers filling the arena with electric energy. In the fourth round, Crawford took another step toward dominance. He began targeting Postal's body with punishing left hands, a strategy that would wear down the Ukrainian over time. A vicious left to the midsection forced a grimace from Postal, and Crawford followed with a right hook to the head. Postal, showing his resilience, stayed composed and used his footwork to create space, firing back with combinations to keep Crawford honest. But the momentum was clearly shifting. Crawford's punches carried more authority, and his ability to adapt mid-fight was proving too much for Postal. The Ukrainian's expression betrayed the challenge of facing a fighter who seemed to anticipate every move, his frustration mounting as Crawford's confidence grew. The fifth round marked a turning point. Crawford, now fully in command, unleashed a blistering combination that changed the fight's trajectory. A left to the body, followed by a right to the head, caught Postal off guard, sending him crashing to the canvas. The arena exploded as the referee began the count. Postal, displaying the heart of a champion, rose to his feet, but Crawford was relentless. Moments later, another perfectly timed combination, a left-hand flush to the chin, dropped Postal again. The Ukrainian staggered but beat the count, his eyes showing a mix of defiance and desperation. The bell rang, saving him from further punishment, but the damage was done. Crawford returned to his corner with a nod, knowing he had broken Postal's rhythm and confidence. Rounds 6 through 8 were a showcase of Crawford's brilliance. He mixed aggression with precision, dissecting Postal with surgical accuracy. His stance switching kept the Ukrainian off balance, unable to predict the angle of attack. A right hook from orthodox stance would land, followed by a left uppercut. From southpaw, each punch landing with pinpoint accuracy. Postal's jab, once a reliable tool, was now being neutralized as Crawford countered it with ease. Body shots continued to sap Postal's energy, slowing his footwork and making him more vulnerable. The Ukrainian fought back with heart, landing occasional straight rights and combinations, but they lacked the power to slow Crawford's onslaught. The American's confidence was unshakable. He taunted Postal with subtle headshakes and smirks, as if challenging him to find a way to fight back by the 9th round. Postal's face told the story of a fighter who was still in the battle, but running out of solutions. His movements were slower, his punches less sharp. Crawford, sensing the opportunity to close the show, kept up the pressure, landing combinations that drew gasps from the crowd. A brutal left to the body in the 9th had Postal wincing, his legs momentarily buckling. Crawford's corner urged him to finish the fight, but Postal's reasons kept him standing. A brutal left to the body in the 9th had Postal wincing, his legs momentarily buckling. Crawford's corner urged him to finish the fight, but Postal's reasons kept him standing. His heart was unquestionable, but Crawford's skill was overwhelming. The scorecards were likely heavily in Crawford's favor, but he showed no signs of easing up, determined to make a statement that would echo through the boxing world. As the championship rounds began, Crawford's dominance was undeniable. In the 10th, he landed a series of combinations that forced Postal to retreat, often pinning him against the ropes. The crowd was on its feet, sensing a potential knockout. Postal, battered but defiant, kept throwing punches, refusing to surrender. His shots, though, were more about survival than damage. Crawford's ring generalship was masterful. He cut off Postal's angles, forcing him into exchanges where the American's speed and power shone. A right hook in the 11th rocked Postal, his legs wobbling, but his pride kept him upright. The bell rang, and Crawford raised his hands, confident the fight was his. The 12th round was a formality. But Crawford fought with the intensity of a man who believed the score was even. He hunted Postal, searching for the knockout to cap. His performance. Postal, exhausted but unyielding, threw everything he had left, landing a few clean shots that earned Crawford's respect. But the American was unrelenting, landing a final flurry of punches that sent the crowd into a frenzy. When the final bell sounded, both fighters raised their hands, but the outcome was clear. Crawford embraced Postal in a gesture of respect. Acknowledging the Ukrainian's courage and skill, the judges' scorecards confirmed Crawford's dominance. A unanimous decision with scores of 118 to 107, 118 to 107, and 117 to 108, he retained his WBO title, claimed Postal's WBC belt, and solidified his status as the lineal super lightweight champion. The victory was a defining moment, a declaration that Terence Crawford was among the pound-for-pound best in the world. His combination of speed, power, and ring intelligence had overwhelmed a formidable opponent. Leaving no doubt about his greatness, Postal, though defeated, left the ring with his reputation intact. He had faced one of the sport's brightest stars and never backed down. Arnigan, admiration for his heart and determination. For Crawford, the win was a launchpad to greater challenges, a moment that solidified his place among boxing's elite. The MGM Grand crowd lingered, buzzing with excitement over the masterclass they had witnessed. A performance that would be remembered as one of the defining fights of Crawford's